Hi, this is Bud. Welcome to the third day of the Stress Less in September challenge. We had our first session on Tuesday, and even if you weren't able to attend, you should have gotten the email, and all you needed to do for Tuesday and Wednesday was to try some stress less practice, even if it was just a brief pause. I'll go over that in a minute, and we'll review how the whole challenge works. But today's lesson, I want to give you a couple of more tips and ideas and ways to relax, just simply calm down the body and the mind. Okay, so let's get started. First, though, a reminder, you might want to assess your stress again. If you didn't do it in the beginning, try that perceived stress scale that I sent out with the first email, or try one of the quiz assessments on the Achieve Solutions site. You can see there's a few of them there. Or like we did on the webinar on Tuesday, simply rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being no stress, 10 being the highest level of stress you can imagine. This also is something that I would encourage you to do on the log. So at the very beginning, Tuesday or today, if you haven't done it, rank yourself on that scale of 1 to 10. We're going to do that again in the middle, 2 weeks in, and then at the end. Hopefully you'll see some improvement. So how did it go yesterday? So yesterday was your day kind of on your own to try something. What did you do? Maybe you tried, hopefully, a brief pause, or maybe even several during the day. That's all you really need to do to kind of remind the body and the mind to relax a little bit. Perhaps you even did a full meditation. I gave you a resource on our site, the EFR site, and I'll show you that again later. Or maybe you did something on an app, and that would be great because that's a fantastic way to slow down and take a break. Or you can do some stretching or movement or yoga. Gentle, doesn't have to be anything formal, but just pausing and taking a few moments to get out of the head and into the body, and try to relax the body by doing some stretching or movement or yoga. You can also get creative with this. So whether it's, bringing it into like cooking or gardening or exercise, music, or whatever you like to do, you can kind of link it with that activity as well. And that's a great way to kind of help yourself continue to do it. Or maybe freestyle. What I mean by that is this sort of like all of a sudden you just realize you're kind of tense and you just do something, anything, something that that calms you down and relaxes you. Maybe you were just too busy, and I get that. I know what it's like. We're all too busy these days, and that's really the point of this challenge. We're going to try to find ways to carve out a few minutes at different times of your workday and your home life, just to do this, to rest and relax and try to combat the onslaught of stressors that keep coming. To remind you, pausing is so powerful. It just really helps us kind of recharge, reset a little bit, kind of like we do with our devices. So let's do a pause right now. This is something called 4-6-8 breathing. So in this practice, we're going to be breathing from the diaphragm. So find a comfortable position, whether sitting or standing. And when you inhale, you're going to want to see your stomach expand, not your chest. So try that once right now. So take a nice deep breath in. Feel, you can even put your hand over your stomach. Now, throughout the exercise, as you breathe, it's helpful to lightly press your tongue against your upper front teeth or the roof of your mouth to create a connection. So what this entails is inhaling through the nose for 4 seconds, holding the breath for 6 seconds, and then exhaling through your mouth for 8 seconds, and repeating that process several times. So let's do it. Let's do the practice. Touch your tongue to the upper front teeth or the roof of your mouth and inhale through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On the second set, again, inhale 2, 3, 4. Imagine oxygen filling the cells in your body. Hold 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you release, slowly imagine tension beginning to drain out of the body. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On the next inhale, repeating to yourself, I am well. So 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then try smiling inwardly to yourself and exhaling slowly. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just keep that pattern for a couple of more cycles. You can use any words you like as you breathe in and out, or if that bothers you or distracts you, don't use the words at all. Just breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and that's it. So you can just let your breathing resume to a natural, easy rhythm. And you might notice what that feels like. See if that made a difference in how you felt in your mind, in your body, in your stress level. And that's something that you can try. That's one of the things that you can try. These I mentioned on the first session, but I added this one, come to your senses. And what I mean by that is sometimes when we're stressed, our mind is swirling with thoughts, and we're trying to figure things out and analyze. We're trying to problem solve. And we've got a lot going on. That usually means for kind of a cluttered mind. So it helps to get out of the mind into the body. And one way to do that is to use your senses. So I'll give you an example. Yesterday, actually, I was feeling quite like this, quite scattered and stressed. And so I decided to take a quick bike ride. And my mind is full of thoughts. I'm observing in a way that lots of thoughts come and going, and I felt really kind of like stressed about all this stuff, these different things I was trying to get done. So what I do is I use my senses. So what I mean is that as I'm riding, or you can do this walking or even sitting, what do you see? So for me, I look for flowers, flowers on somebody's porch, or even wildflowers, or even the flowers on the weeds. And I just say to myself, see the flowers. And then I listen and I hear birds or crickets or something like that. Just simply tune into the sounds that you hear. And then you might feel your body in space. You might feel the breeze or the sun on your face, or whatever it is, maybe just your body, where it's making contact with the world around you. Then, of course, there's smell and taste, which are not quite as evident unless you're, smelling something directly or eating. But, you might be surprised when you open your senses up, you might notice, oh, all of a sudden there is a smell coming through into my awareness. Or perhaps you ate something beforehand and there's sort of that lingering taste in your mouth. So that's using your senses. Now, what's going to happen is when you do this, your mind is going to keep pulling your attention. It's going to keep trying to go back to that problem-solving mode. So all you have to do is keep looking, using those senses. Doesn't matter what order, just whatever it is. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? What do you smell? What do you taste? And you might be surprised. After a little while, you'll find that your mind settles down. You're more in your body, and you can be quite a bit calmer and more focused. So this is, that's another thing you can try. Another thing here is this 3 breaths for a mindful pause. And as you can see, basically, do this with me right now. So take a nice deep breath, feel the breath itself, slowly coming in and going out. Just be aware of the breath. Do it again, nice deep breath in. Now notice the body. What does the body need? Maybe it needs to relax or stretch or move or let go of tension or whatever it is. What does the body need? And then one last deep breath, and remember to be kind to yourself. Just remember to take care of yourself. Do something nice for yourself, just to enjoy what you're doing. Take that moment to refresh. Okay, so that's 3 breaths, and that's something you can also try. And as you can see, a lot of the theme here is with breathing. We always have the breath with us. But what we know, and the reason why this is so helpful, is that, think about it, when we get stressed or emotional, our breathing changes, right? It might get shallow, it might get rapid. That's what happens when we get tense and the fight or flight comes on to us. In reverse, we can also change that. So we can use our breath to reset, in a sense, and modulate or regulate our moods, and certainly do this with stress as well. So this is something that's actually been shown in a lot of research studies, but they've even done it. I listened to a podcast recently where they showed people disturbing images, and when they were taught to do mindful breathing and just really focusing on the breath, it really does something specific in the brain to help us not react to the disturbing image or whatever that disturbing trigger is. Okay, so just breathing, just simply remember to breathe. So the last exercise is visualizing a serene or peaceful place. And so try this with me right now. So sit comfortably, find a position that's really nice and balanced, and be comfortable how you're sitting. Might help to put your feet flat on the floor, sit relatively upright so you can be relaxed and alert at the same time. And for here, you may want to close your eyes. I'm going to take myself off the video while we do this. So close the eyes and just first settle into the body. Feel your body connected to the chair beneath you, your feet on the floor. Allow your body to settle into a still, quiet position. And then feel the breath, and just simply notice when you're breathing in. Notice when you're breathing out. If you want to take a little deeper in breath and out breath, go ahead, that might help. The out breath, especially when we breathe out long and slow, that helps bring on the relaxation response. Okay, so now we've settled our body and our mind a bit. Bring to mind a special place, a place that you know of, or you can imagine. You can simply bring it up in your imagination. This could be out in nature, but it doesn't have to be. It could be, in front of a fireplace or in a hot tub. But if you're out in nature, you might be at the beach or near a serene pond or in the mountains or whatever it is. So just take a moment and choose a nice, peaceful, quiet spot that you would like to go to. And here again, we're going to use our senses and our imagination. So look around in this peaceful place. What do you see? Look all around, even turn around in your imagination. What do you see? What colors? What shapes and textures? What exactly do you see? And just fill in that a little bit visually. And now add in sounds. What do you hear? What sounds are present? Just open up your ears and listen for whatever sounds are in this place. What do you feel? What do you feel on your body, on your skin? As I said, you might feel the breeze or the sun, or just a nice warmth, maybe a relaxing sensation on the body. What do you feel in this place? And then be open to any smells or tastes that also might be here. So really fully painting the picture, getting the whole image into focus and clarity. And just be here for a moment. Just allow yourself to just take it in, savor it, enjoy it. And then for now, we'll allow that image to dissolve. And you can certainly, when you try this on your own, let this go longer if you like, as long as you want. But let it dissolve now, and then come back to your body in the chair and your breath, and opening your eyes, and just coming back to your own surroundings. And that's a great way to just simply relax and get away, using kind of a guided imagery of a serene, peaceful place. I hope you'll like that. That's another thing you can try. Now, here's a practice. We're not going to do this now, but when you get the slides, you'll see this link, a gentle practice to wind down before bed. This takes you to mindful.org. And when you open this up, you're going to see other exercises too, if you scroll down. Like, for example, there's an exercise on relieving tension around the eyes. So there's a few things you can try there. I'm also going to send out an article on 4 kinds of peace by Rick Hanson. He's a neuropsychologist. He's written a lot of great stuff. And the 4 kinds of peace, as you can see here, the peace of ease, the peace of tranquility, the peace of awareness, and the peace of what's unchanging. Things that are stable and not changing. We have so much that are changing in the world. So you might want to read that. That's an optional thing, but I think it's only a page or 2. So, and I'll also attach the 4-6-8 breathing, so you'll have that to take a look at if you want to try. But it basically comes down to this quote that I showed before: to experience peace does not mean that your life is always blissful. It simply means that you're capable of tapping into this blissful state of mind amidst the normal chaos of a hectic life. Remember, we do the phone meditation, so you can choose one of these. You can also try some everyday mindfulness. So all that really means is that when you're doing a routine activity during the day, simply pay close attention to that activity. And don't let your mind wander, just use your senses again. And if you're washing your hands, for example, just feel the water and the soap and the sound of it and the smell of it, the whole experience. Simply pay attention. These are great ways to take a 2-minute break during the day as you're doing these routine activities. Making coffee or tea, that's a great another way, or even some of the routine tasks that we do. Paying attention to those in a mindful way can give us a break. So just to remind you, this week we're focusing on relaxing and refreshing. I encourage you to assess your stress, but also really encourage you to commit to doing these practices at least 4 days a week, if not more. Next week, we're going to be talking about slowing down, and I'll be sending out the email on Monday. So look for that. You might want to try some of these activities that I talked today over the weekend. The weekend we have different routines. So try some of these things on Saturday and Sunday. And then in week 3 and 4, we'll get into other themes. So again, this is just a reminder how it works. If you need a reminder about that, this will be in the email that I send out. The email will have the slides so you can see how that all works. And of course, if you have any questions at all, just shoot me a quick email. Final reminder to be kind to yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. If the inner critic is rising up and saying, you can't do this, or you can't fit it in, or whatever it is, some of those barriers that might present themselves, just take it easy. Go easy on yourself. Just do the best you can and find some ways to fit some of these activities in. And then finally, the reminder about the resources to support your practice. There's the link on our Achieve Solutions site that has all the meditations and a lot of other great stuff on there. You can use an app. And then when I send you the link, it's going to take you to my YouTube channel. So that's where you'll find these different videos as I send them out. So that's it for today. And thanks so much for doing this with me. And again, you might want to find a buddy to do this with if it's hard to do on your own. That's another great way to kind of reinforce and motivate yourself. Okay, so do something later today if you can, do something tomorrow on Friday, and maybe try to do something on one of the weekend days. And then I'll see you again on Monday, at least in the video. Take care.